The scariest place to be is in a place where God isn't. Ooh, that's nasty. The scariest place to be is to be in any place that God isn't. That's why in Luke 16, verse 10, I want you to look at it. This is talking about stewardship and why we need to and how we need to. It says, he who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. And he who is unjust in what is least is unjust in much. This means that how you deal with what you got now is a preview of how you gonna deal with whatever you think you're gonna have. And it says, therefore, if you have not been faithful in unrighteous mammon, underline that word mammon, write it down, because I'm gonna teach you something. This is a vocabulary word of the day. If you have not been faithful in unrighteous mammon, who will commit to you the true riches? And if you have not been faithful in what is another man's, who will give you what is your own? Watch this. No servant, no person, no woman, no man can serve two masters. For either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will be loyal to one and despise the other, or he will be a paper chaser or a purpose chaser. You cannot serve God and mammon. Now, some of y'all are like, okay, cool, yeah, God and mammon. Let me understand, because a lot of people translate that you can't serve God and money, but it's so much deeper than just money. You can't be a purpose chaser and a paper chaser. That word mammon actually is an Aramaic word that Jesus uses, and in only one other time in the scripture like this, to directly contrast himself to something else. Most stuff is not even worth contrasting to God. He said, I'm so much bigger than everything else that it's not even worth the comparison. But when it comes to this word mammon, he directly wants us to know you cannot serve me and mammon. So that means we need to know what mammon is. It's an Aramaic word that means riches. And in Syria, that was a Syrian god that people worship. So he was telling them, you cannot worship the God of riches and the God of the universe. The spirit of mammon is a belief that we don't need God if we have riches. That's what I'm fighting in this series. God don't have no problem with paper. He has a problem with paper replacing him. And some of y'all, as soon as you get the check, you stop praying. And some of y'all, as soon as God gave you the house, it was no longer holy. And as soon as God gave you the relationship, your relationship with him cut off. You have the spirit of mammon. It believes that I can do it without God. It's an arrogant spirit. It's a prideful spirit. It's a spirit that's sitting right next to some of y'all as you're watching this right now, and it looks to riches and money other than God. Can I tell you something I found out firsthand? And I want you to write this down, because I'm telling you from experience. Mammon promises everything only God can deliver. That spirit that comes on us to think that we can make it if we have money, we can take care of everything, we can do everything we need to, we can handle our family, we can deal with crisis. God says that is not me. And that spirit promises what only God can give. It promises identity. If I got money, I'm somebody. But that spirit of mammon comes to say, if I got money, if I got things, it'll give me identity. It tells us that it'll give us security. It promises what only God can give. It tells us it'll give us significance. If you had more money, you'd be loved. That's the most horrible lie of the enemy. Just like you are, you're loved. Right now, God cannot love you more than he loves you right now. You may be far away from him, but he's close, right up on you right now. And all you got to do is turn to him. But the culture would allow you to think that if I had mammon, money, riches, that somehow I'll be loved. It promises everything it can't deliver on. Only God can. It promises you that you would be accepted.